Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 5th. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag. In your current general energies, you have this Chop Wood card. This is like a card of getting to work. And the Three of Wands is like a card of what are you waiting for? The Two of Wands is very similar, and so is the Chariot. Damn. Sagittarius. This is actually very good, but the Three of Wands, to me, it's a card of foresight, kind of like a card of seeing the future and everything like that. But what I will say is that the Three of Wands can represent the fact that you're not taking action. The reason I say this is because the true story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking out into the water here, but you can see it's golden in color. And, you know, the golden cards, or the golden color, he might think that he's looking at the desert. So he's kind of looking out at the water, but thinking there's no opportunity. But when he looks closer, he sees those three ships, which represent like an opportunity. And this is just one way to read the Three of Wands. But that's kind of like what I'm getting for you here is that there could be, you know, it kind of represents an opportunity in something where you don't see the opportunity, or you don't think there is as much of an opportunity as there actually is. It's like, obviously, there's no opportunity in the desert. It is the desert. Nothing grows in the desert. But again, he's not looking at the desert. So again, I kind of get this feeling that you could be looking at something, and it's like you're not seeing everything that is available to you. You're not seeing all the details. You're not seeing everything that could happen, and you won't until you actually get started. You know, I always say that this type of energy reminds me of this channel. It's like when I started this channel over 8 years ago now, there were no tarot readers that had over 10,000 subs. So I thought, like, I was like, at the time, I thought 10,000 was the max, was the limit. And, you know, never in a million years did I think that this channel I would have 770 whatever I have right now. So, you know, like I said, I didn't see the potential. And I feel that for some of you, where it's like maybe you just don't realize how big or how like well something is going to turn out in your life. And this could be why right here, because of the Two of Wands. On the Two of Wands, he needs, you know, this is a card of like needing to leave a comfort zone. He's standing at the top of a castle. His village is right down here, and he has the whole world in his hands. But again, he's only looking out in front of him. He's not looking at the world that he has in his hands. So he has all this potential, but he has to get out into the world to experience the potential. The Chariot, he's leaving the city behind him behind. So again, he has to leave something behind. He has to leave where he has always known, like the place that he has always known, to go exploring and to set himself apart. The Chariot is really a card of setting yourself apart. You know, it's like everybody in that city behind him might be exactly the same. But if he leaves the city, then, you know, who knows? Who knows what he's going to find? He might be able to find his own city. He might be able to become the king of his own city. But it's really more about the adventure. And I feel like your reading is about the adventure. Eight of Cups, walking away. Knight of Wands here, an adventure, literally. So, you know, I feel like Three of Wands, Two of Wands, cards of adventure. So it's like time to go on some sort of adventure. I feel like this is something you're looking at, like starting a business or moving or traveling or whatever it is you're doing. With the Three of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles, change in direction. I see improvements in your finances here. I'm hearing something about success, but it's more like saying, you know, I'm not telling you to copy success, but I feel like there are certain things that you're not doing that I feel like, especially if you have a business, I think there are certain things you're not doing that could make you more successful. And I feel you need to see, like, it's like you need to see what those things are. So, you know, it's not like you're copying success. And I always tell people, like, don't compare yourself to other people either, because sometimes uniqueness works, right? But in your situation here, it's like if you have a business that's not as successful as some others, I would go try to mimic success and see what they're doing that you're not doing. That could be very helpful. With the Two of Wands, you cannot make this stuff up. Look, the world, are you kidding? Definitely needing to get out into the world. Go on that adventure, Sagittarius. You know, do whatever you're thinking about. I feel like you have really good ideas at this time, but the only problem I see here is you putting yourself down. Like, I get this feeling here of like coming up with a really good idea and then thinking it's not going to work. It's like, you know, the putting yourself down thing that needs to be overcome. With the Chariot, you have the Sun. Very good reading. Amazing. Really good stuff. Sun is a card of happiness, joy, enlightenment, good things coming in for you. So this is, we're off to a good start here, Sag. In the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says you're creating a you that you will be proud of. There you go. You have this card that says the wheel will turn in your favor. Keep going. Like I said, I got something with that Seven of Pentacles of needing to not give up, needing to keep pushing. That is not what the Seven of Pentacles represents, but I read intuitively, and that's what I was getting, and I do feel like you are creating a new you. I feel like you're changing who you are for the better. You have the Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. This is interesting here. 2 sevens to me represents internal fears that don't exist. You have 2 sevens right here as well. So there could be some doubts, or there could be some internal doubts that you have. You also have the Five of Swords, which is like a card of winning at all cost, but I kind of feel like some of you need to not be afraid to win. You know, sometimes I do feel it's like maybe we don't use those words. Maybe we don't say I'm afraid to win, but maybe kind of we have those limiting beliefs where we're like, oh, if I make a bunch of money and my family doesn't, then, you know, I'm hurting them or something like that. I don't know. I think we all have those kind of like some of those weird types of money blocks and things like that, but really you should be reframing it and saying, when I make a bunch of money, I can help my family and things like that. So I think there are things that you could be worrying about, like I already said, that you just don't need to worry about, and you don't need to look at it as competition either. You need to look at it as like, this is going to help everybody. You have the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. I would definitely be careful going this way to the Magician. You know, this is like the one warning, and then even this way you have the Knight of Wands. But this to me is saying like once a new person comes in, then a Knight of Wands is coming in. I'm not so sure it's your person, is what I would say. I think you could be attracting a new person, and their past person is the person that's like coming in and causing problems. So if you're meeting new love, I feel like this is saying, and if a past person pops their head up, I would definitely be careful of that. You have the Eight of Cups here, which is like walking away from things that no longer serve you. So again, you're changing your story. And, you know, I think you are realizing that, you know, sometimes you have to change your story to level up in the first place. And you also, you know, can't stay stuck. And, you know, I don't really have a good, you know, it's like I don't really have a good example, but it's like, you know, as I've become more successful over the years, there are people that I've had to remove from my life just because they're too negative, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And it's like one of those things where it's like I didn't want to necessarily do it, but at the same time, I don't think we should hold ourselves down for other people when they could easily level up. There are people that I've had in my life that I would consider much smarter than me and that are much more capable than me, that I have had to let go of because they just aren't willing to grow, right? And it's not even that. It's just the fact that being around them was holding me back. And you know, it's like that's on them, right? So I feel somebody needs to hear that. It's like there could be people in your life, and I'm not even saying you have to like cut people out. Obviously, the people I cut out were super toxic, and that's why I had to do it. But it's like maybe you need to spend less time with people, or maybe you just need to realize that they are who they are, and you can't let them affect you or whatever. With the Five of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups. Yep, walking away from things that no longer serve you. Again, this right here, you're creating a you that you will be proud of. That is like your most important card here. The Magician is a card of reinvention. And so I feel a lot of you could be reinventing yourselves, or you could be kind of like, you could even be breaking like generational curses here, because this is giving me the vibes. It's funny that the Magician is pointing down to the Four of Pentacles. Again, it's like, you know, I think we all, you know, as we become more successful in life, we all default to, you know, things that we learned, like old patterns, family patterns, things like that. And it's very hard to break free from those patterns. It's like, even me, it's like, as I became successful in life, it's like I started like doing things that I noticed like my parents did and things like that. And I'm not criticizing them at all, right? You know, I think it's important that we pay attention to these things so we can break them, right? And I kind of feel like that's what's going on for you, is that there are things that you're like breaking in a good way because they've been holding you back. Another 7. How crazy is this? You have all 4 sevens right here. So 7 of Cups is being spoiled for choice. The Magician says that you are attracting so many good things into your life. So, you know, I would focus on the good there. With the 8 of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Definitely would be careful of this Knight of Wands person. It could be, for some of you, you know, could say that you walked away from someone that was inconsistent, and now you have a new person. So again, I would be careful of a past person. But, you know, for a small percentage of you, it might not be your person. It might be their person that's like trying to get in between you and them. A new person. So be careful of that. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this activation card. It says you're activating your soul's purpose and receiving gifts. Damn, love it. You have this retail card. It says start a retail business selling products or services. If you have an idea in mind, you have the green light to go for it. So I would say this whole entire reading is a green light. I feel like it's a big green light. You know, 3 Wands. It is time for you to act. and time for you to get things going. And again, I think certain things are activating in you. Whenever we have these activations, again, you might start rejecting people. And I don't mean this in like a bad way. I'm just saying, like, you might just find yourself not wanting to spend time with certain people because they're too negative or whatever. And it's definitely popping into my head in your reading. You have the Emperor, the Magician, the Seven of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. A bunch of repeating, or I should say a bunch of doubles in this row. The Emperor and the Magician, it's like some sort of new beginning you need to take action on. Both cards represent action. The Emperor is ready to take action. The Magician, to me, represents needing to take action. And so what do you need to take action on? Well, it's pretty simple. It's right here. You need to take action on the Four of Pentacles. He has this city behind him, very similar to the Chariot. So I feel like your action is to leave a comfort zone. The Four of Pentacles, he can be in a comfort zone. Two of Wands, comfort zone, needing to get out into the world. Or you just need to try new things. You don't even have to leave anywhere. The Four of Pentacles can just say you've been doing things the same for too long, and being flexible, learning new ways of running your business or whatever you're trying to improve. You might be trying to improve your health or your relationships or your wealth, whatever it is, doesn't matter. This Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. Number one, I kind of feel good bad about the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, I love the Seven of Wands personally because it's a card of conviction. It's a card of that says when you know that you're going to be successful at something, that's when you become successful, when you believe it deep down in your DNA, deeper than your bones, right? And so when you believe something that deeply, that's how you become successful. But what I would also say is that the Seven of Wands, it can, the challenge here is being too convinced that you're right, about things. And, so needing to just be flexible, needing to know that you're not maybe always right, or it's not even that. It's like maybe there are just better ways of doing things that you do. And so discovering the better ways. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Number one, this is how you can learn better ways of doing things. Exploration with the Knight of Wands, trusting your desires. Sometimes we desire to do something, but then we think, oh, it can't be that easy. When I started this business, this channel, I had another business at the same time that I thought was going to be the thing that set me free, right? And it ended up being this channel that led to so many other things that I've been working on. And but I was convinced that it was the other business. So if I wasn't flexible enough to allow it to be this business, it would have never happened, right? So I feel like the Knight of Wands is saying be flexible. Page of Pentacles is saying learn as much as you can. Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning. I also feel this could be a new person coming in for you. Definitely could be an earth sign. There's plenty of earth energy here. Could be a Capricorn. Let's see. With the Magician, you have the Lovers. There you go. Definitely attracting new love into your life. Something very solid, stable. I feel like soulmates for sure. Definitely a very deep connection coming in for you. So really like to see that. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords here, charging forward towards success is what I feel. I feel like you're charging forward towards some sort of victory. It's almost like you're conquering something here. And I don't normally say that on the Knight of Swords. I don't like the Knight of Swords. To me, the Knight of Swords is about more rushing towards the past. But on this deck, in the White Sage Tarot, he's going towards the future. So I almost feel like you're rushing towards some sort of success. With the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, you have the Justice card. I almost feel like this is a reward. If this is new love coming in for you, I almost feel the universe is saying, hey, this is a gift for all the crappy people that you've been through, or for the lessons that you've learned. So it's like you're being gifted with something that's going to make you very happy. I love this for you here, Sag. I think this is really good. Could also be a Libra coming in for you. I also feel that for others, again, I feel like encouraging you not to give up on something. Especially, I have a very specific story popping into my head, Sag. If you have a business and it's not going as well as you want, could be like a YouTube channel, or you could be selling something or whatever. I feel like this is saying no, you need to look for. I think you just need to study. Is what I would say. It's I think there are certain things that you're not doing that would make you 10 times more successful, right? And I feel like you just need to kind of really look into that. Again, this channel, I'll just tell you, I was stuck at 34, 40,000 in between there for 3 years with this channel, and wasn't growing. People were outgrowing me very quickly. And all of a sudden, I was able to blow this channel up. So how did I do that? Number one, I started making 1% improvements every single day. I just I literally would just go to other YouTubers that talk about growing YouTube channel. I would learn one new thing every single day, and I would try it, right? That's literally how I did it. It's just that easy. I just gave you my secret, right? And before you knew it, I was blowing up, right? So it's I truly believe in those 1% improvements. And again, it didn't even cost me any money to learn. to figure it out, to put it into practice. I just watched one video basically, and I still do it. If you look at my channel, I experiment like crazy. Drives people's nuts. But also, if you notice, I'm growing. It's like tarot has kind of slowed down on YouTube, but I haven't slowed down. So it's like I said, I would be experimenting, trying new things. Next in the area of what you need to hear right now, messages from your future self. You have this Dove card, it says peace and serenity. You have this Pearl card, it says hidden gem on it. If this is love, I feel like it's someone who brings you peace, not like arguments and fighting and all that other stuff. So definitely could be a very good person coming in for you. Even if you don't want love, I kind of feel like there is some sort of hidden gem coming in for you, something that's going to make you very happy, because you have the 3 of Cups here, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Wands. 3 of Cups, of course, is a celebration. So I feel like there are going to be a lot of reasons for you to celebrate in the near future, a lot of reasons to be happy. I also feel like if you're attracting love, I feel like you recognize this person, kind of gives me those vibes. It could be like a past life connection, but, very deep connection is what I'm getting here. You have the 4 of Pentacles, which is a card of stability. And so I feel like you could be stabilizing your life or making your life more stable. I also feel like you could be focused on increasing your earnings. And if you're not making more money, again, I would look at your limiting beliefs. I feel like cleaning up those, I call them ancestral beliefs, really, the money blocks, the things that our family says to us about money that, keep us stuck, basically. That's what I would look out for. You have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is a card of opening up. For you is what I feel. That's not what it means, but well, it kind of does. And I feel like you need to open up. Like if you want love, I would open up to someone new. Don't be afraid to open up is what that's saying to me. With the 3 of Cups, you have the 5 of Swords here. I feel like you're kind of some of you could be getting out of a third-party situation. So there could be a breakup, but I feel like you're heading right towards something much better. But really, again, 5 of Swords is a card of competition, kind of. The 5 of Wands is a card of competition. But what I will say is on the 5 of Swords, he's trying to win at all cost. So, for a lot of you, I feel like this is saying co-creation, not competition. 3 of Cups is a card of co-creation. So, I would be focusing on any opportunities you can to work with other people. Or if you find yourself falling into the competitive mindset, say to yourself, how can I turn this into a more co-creative, mindset? How can I turn this into something that benefits more people? It's something, I'm super competitive just in general. I'm a Sag midheaven, super competitive. I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart, right? Jupiter and Venus and Aries. I'm super competitive and I love to win. So, what I will say is something that I've been working on is like looking at co-creative opportunities. Even I have like this newsletter where I shout out other readers all the time, right? And so it's like I'm always like in everything I do, I'm always like trying to work with the energy, even if I don't want to, right? It's like I'm not going to be so stubborn that, I look at the astrology that I know very well and say, oh, I'm not going to work with this, right? I know that God, the universe, knows best, right? So even me, I've been like saying, no, Chris, no more competition, even though there's still some things that I do compete in, but that's different. But, I'm always like, how can I benefit more people? How can I do these things? And again, it's just going to come back to you tenfold. With the 4 of Pentacles, you have the Moon. You have the Sun and the Moon. Kind of interesting. If you are attracting a person, it popped into my head immediately that you could be attracting someone that is like completely different than you. So, they say opposites attract sometimes. And sometimes, sometimes it works. And that's all I care about. If it works, as I say. But you could be attracting someone who's very different than you, or it's like literally maybe you're attracting a morning person and you're a night person, or vice versa. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of differences here, but I also think it works. With the 9 of Wands, you have the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. Yes, killing the past. This to me is like saying completely bury the 4 of Pentacles, which is like your limiting beliefs, things that hold you back, things that you say to yourself that hold you back as well. I feel like those are the things that you need to let go of here. It's like those moments where you say like you're not capable or you're not good enough or whatever. But other than that, this is a very good reading. We're pulling 5 main themes now here, Sag. You have this November card. Whenever I get these monthly cards, I always pull an extra card. And you have this Feather card. It says, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Yes, the Knight of Wands. So if you have an inconsistent person in your life, doesn't even have to be in love, just could be an inconsistent person in general, I feel like it's time to kick that person to the curb. You have this fan card. It says romance, celebration, party. So I feel like there are a lot of reasons for you to be happy right now and to party. So you have that 3 of Cups. I would be focusing on socializing, having a good time, stuff like that. You have this pale card says time to get out of a situation. Yes, if you're in any situation that's keeping you stuck, it's time. I feel like this reading is just one big green light. Like I said earlier, Three of Wands is like saying take a leap of faith. So it doesn't even have to be you getting out of a situation. It could be you jumping into a situation that's very good for you. You have this karma card. It says you will reap what you have sown. I'm actually just getting cause and effect. You have the Justice card here. I don't even think this necessarily has to do with karma. It could, but I feel this is more talking about work. It's like what you put in is what you're going to get out. I also feel, as I always tell people, I'm telling you right now, Sagittarius, again, I'm going to tell you what my secret for the next 20 years is going to be. My secret for the next 20 years is going to be looking for those things, the 80-20 rule, basically looking for the things that move businesses forward. Like for me, my businesses, and for you, it could be something else like your health. But I am applying this to my health, wealth, happiness, relationships, everything. Those are the big four, right? I would be applying this to the big four. It's like, what's the 20% that gives you 80% of your results, and then double down on the 20%. Because that's just, you're going to make your life more efficient. The universe is encouraging efficiency. I always tell people that the outer world reflects what we should be doing in the inner world. When you think about it, it doesn't matter how you feel about it, right? But look at AI. That's like the biggest trend that's going on right now is AI. It is, regardless of how you feel about it, it's making things more efficient. So what should we do to work with the energy? We should be working on making ourselves more efficient. So that's what I would be doing. I'm starting a whole new channel, Chris Rec channel. Check it out. Make sure to check it out. Go subscribe. I'm going to start doing videos soon on there, all about becoming more efficient. You have this Tiger card. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. I think it is time for you to take a risk, to get into the desert that's not a desert, to get on one of those boats that is going to take you to the promised land here, Sagittarius. Pretty simple reading. I love this. Really good stuff. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.